Once upon a time, in a bustling city, nestled amidst the hills, there lived a humble cobbler. His little shop, located by the side of a bustling street, was an unremarkable sight. It was a small, weathered structure, adorned with old leather shoes hanging outside, their soles worn thin by the countless miles they had seen. Inside, the cobbler's tools lay neatly arranged, bearing witness to the many years of dedication and craftsmanship. The cobbler was a man of few possessions and simple desires. From the break of dawn to the dimming of the day, he toiled ceaselessly, weaving his artistry into each pair of shoes he crafted. His fingers danced with finesse, and his eyes held a keen understanding of the leather he worked with. His craftsmanship was his pride, and his work was a testament to his skill and dedication. People from all walks of life in the city sought him out for their footwear needs. Whether it was a worn-out sole in need of repair or a bespoke pair of shoes for a special occasion, the cobbler was always ready to assist. His customers would stand outside his shop, patiently waiting their turn, their expressions filled with anticipation. One serene morning, when the sun cast its golden rays on the cobbled street, a wandering ascetic appeared at the cobbler's humble abode. The ascetic, dressed in tattered robes, bore the marks of a life dedicated to simplicity and spirituality. His appearance contrasted starkly with the vibrant hues of the city, but his eyes held a profound wisdom that intrigued those who crossed his path. The ascetic approached the cobbler and, with a soft, serene voice, spoke, "Greetings, dear cobbler. I come to you today with a request, for my own needs are simple, and I carry no possessions with me. I have heard of your craft, and I wonder if you have a piece of leather that I could use to protect my feet from the harshness of the road." The cobbler, a kind-hearted soul, looked at the ascetic's weary feet and replied, "Baba, I would gladly assist you, but I have no leather at the moment. I have only what you see here," gesturing to the leather shoes adorning the outside of his shop. The ascetic nodded, seemingly undisturbed, and extended his hand, revealing a piece of tree bark. He handed it to the cobbler and said, "Here is some bark from a tree, which nature has gifted me. Can you fashion a pair of shoes for me using this?" The cobbler received the bark and examined it. It was unexpectedly tough and resilient, even more so than the finest leather he had ever worked with. His curiosity was piqued, and he couldn't help but wonder aloud, "Baba, which tree does this bark come from? I have never seen such strong material." However, the ascetic remained silent, his eyes filled with an enigmatic serenity. He offered only a warm smile and said, "I must depart soon. Please use this bark to craft the shoes as you see fit." The cobbler, now filled with determination, decided to use the unique material to create a remarkable pair of shoes for the ascetic. He set about his work with enthusiasm, his hands moving skillfully to mold the bark into a form that would protect the ascetic's feet on his spiritual journey. Hours passed as the cobbler labored diligently, and finally, he held in his hands a pair of shoes that were nothing short of extraordinary. They were lightweight, yet sturdy, and had an ethereal quality that seemed to radiate tranquility. He called out to the ascetic, "Baba, I have completed the shoes. Please try them on." However, as he called, the ascetic seemed to be lost in deep contemplation, his gaze fixed on a distant point. The cobbler called again, but the ascetic did not respond. The cobbler, growing anxious, wondered what he should do with the remarkable shoes he had crafted. The day began to wane, and the shadows lengthened as the sun dipped below the horizon. The cobbler decided to close his shop and head home, still holding the unused pair of shoes. He thought, perhaps the ascetic will return for them soon. With that in mind, he put the miraculous shoes on his own feet and started the journey back to his home. As he walked, something extraordinary happened. With each step he took, the world around him seemed to transform. He found himself standing in the heart of a vibrant vegetable market, the hubbub of shoppers and vendors echoing in his ears. It was the very market he had contemplated visiting earlier. The cobbler was astonished by the shoes' power. They had transported him to the exact location he had wished to be. He couldn't believe his luck and marveled at the mysterious gifts bestowed upon him by the ascetic's bark. With a sense of wonder, the cobbler thought about his modest dwelling and, in an instant, he found himself standing outside a magnificent house. It was as if the house had materialized just for him. He entered the beautifully decorated home and looked around, overwhelmed by the opulence and grandeur. In the dining area, he spotted a stack of newspapers, and curiosity led him to pick one up and start reading. It didn't take long before a headline caught his attention: "War erupts between two nations." The story described the dire situation, and the cobbler's heart went out to those affected by the conflict. Intrigued, the cobbler decided that he wanted to witness the war and understand the reality of the situation. He closed his eyes, focused his thoughts on the war-torn battlefield, and, in an instant, he found himself amidst the chaos of a raging battle. Bullets whizzed by, and explosions filled the air. The cobbler's heart pounded as he realized he was now in the midst of a dangerous conflict. With the miraculous shoes, he could travel to any place he desired, but this time, his impulsive wish had led him to a perilous situation. A sudden gunshot rang out, and a bullet pierced the cobbler's chest. He fell to the ground, his life slipping away. As the battlefield around him continued to roar with violence, the cobbler's journey came to an abrupt and tragic end. In the end, the cobbler's impulsive desires and hasty decisions had proven to be his undoing. He had been granted a remarkable gift, but without thoughtful consideration, he had inadvertently brought about his own demise. The tale of the cobbler and his miraculous shoes serves as a poignant reminder of the importance of mindfulness and the consequences of impulsive wishes. It teaches us that even the most extraordinary gifts can become curses if not used with care and consideration. It is a cautionary tale that resonates through the ages, reminding us that every gift, no matter how miraculous, should be wielded with wisdom and thoughtfulness.